So, you want to build a nuclear plant. Well, one of the first things you need to do is decide where to build it. Let's look at how we can help you make that decision. Previously, we looked at the overall picture, mission objectives, site selection, and construction. And we took an in-depth look at selecting the technology. Now let's look at the siting process. To deploy a new commercial nuclear energy facility, you must obtain approval for siting, construction, and operation. The selected site must satisfy your business objectives, meet regulatory requirements, and comply with any rules for consideration of alternatives. Before beginning a siting study, you need to be clear on a few objectives, such as the need for power, the type of reactor you want to build, and the general location for siting, which is called the region of interest. This is followed by 4 more steps: screening to candidate areas, identifying potential sites, screening to candidate sites, and finally, identifying a proposed site with alternatives. The goal is to find potential sites that could support your nuclear plant. To support the evaluation, EPRI has developed siting criteria organized into 4 groups: health and safety criteria, ecological criteria, socioeconomic criteria, and finally, engineering and cost-related criteria. The EPRI methodology will walk you through the data collection and criteria evaluation for each step of the siting process, moving from a large region of interest to a proposed site and alternatives. In the early days of nuclear deployment, new plants were situated in areas that needed power, which allowed for finding unused or available land for the site. Now there is interest in reusing previously industrialized sites. These existing sites have tremendous potential for deployment of new nuclear capabilities due to their existing land, proximity to cooling water, and access to transmission lines and transportation. Site reuse can bring value to the project and community by reducing construction costs and retaining jobs and the tax base. When addressing existing sites, understanding and assessing the state of the industrialization is important and can affect the siting process. Lastly, we will discuss the deployment of nuclear plants for missions other than firm electricity generation. Each of these missions can bring nuances to the site evaluation process. For example, providing heat for an industrial process facility requires an understanding of the possible hazards presented by the facility itself. EPRI has recently revised its long-standing product, the Site Selection and Evaluation Criteria for New Nuclear Energy Generation Facilities, often called the Siting Guide. This guide has been used by utilities in the US and globally for nearly 30 years to help site their nuclear plants.
Our most recent update addresses all sizes and types of plants, including advanced reactors, and addresses new deployment scenarios and missions. And with the publication of the latest version in 2022, this resource is now publicly available for the first time. We encourage anyone interested to download it today. The EPRI A&T program and the rest of the EPRI nuclear team are here to support you. Embarking on a new nuclear project is a challenge, but the opportunity and need have never been greater. So let us help you succeed.